So you're moving to Charlotte or the surrounding areas and you've seen plenty of resale homes, but you've decided you want to go the route possibly of new construction. Well, it can be a very confusing world and there's a lot to take into consideration, such as what's your price? Do you want to do custom or be in a community? Where do you want to go and where do you want to be? And who's the best builder? There's a lot of questions here and we're going to dive in and answer some of those. So if this is what you've been looking for, stay tuned and I'm going to go over the top 8 best developments and builders in Charlotte this year. So if you're looking for everything Charlotte and the surrounding areas, the good, the bad, everything in between, you've come to the right place. Be sure to go ahead and hit that subscribe button and stay up to date on everything Charlotte, even the things you didn't know you need to know. In addition to that, if you want to see our videos the second that they come out, make sure to hit that notification button and we'll send you a notification every time a new video drops. Every day I get calls, texts, emails, Zoom invites from people just like you who are moving to the area, have questions, and want to know more about moving to Charlotte. If that's you, whether it's 9 days or 90 days from now that you're looking to make a move, whether it's across town or across the country, be sure to connect with me. Shoot me a text, an email, send me a Zoom link if you need to, but let's get connected and make sure that we make your move exactly what you want it to be. All my contact information down below, and I look forward to hearing from you. So Charlotte and the surrounding areas has over 284 new developments as of right now, coming into the beginning of 2023. That's a lot of consideration for you to take in, especially when you're trying to find the right place for you to move. Now, here's a few things that you need to look at, and I'm going to give you the highlights before we dive in to talk about the top 8 developments in Charlotte. 1, what area do you want to be in? Before you do anything else, don't worry about what kind of builder it is. Find your area or region that you want to be in, and then we can hone in and see what new builds are available, even if it's just slightly outside of that particular area. Number 2, what price range do you want to be in? Not all home builders are created equal, but even those that are great builders, they all have specific price points in which they work in. So find out what your price point is by getting that pre-approval beforehand so you can find the right builder for you. 3, do you want to go custom or do you want something pre-built with a pre-done model? Now, it's going to be far easier and far less expensive to go into a development that already has pre-designed models that are already approved and permitted. But if you're wanting to build a custom home, there are beautiful and fantastic custom home builders all across the Southeast that would be happy to make your dreams come true. Now, and keeping all of this in mind, the top 8 that we're going to go through are developments that are already approved, have already started construction, and offer different price ranges to different people in different areas. Let's dive in. Now, with all of this being said, I'm also going to drop down in the description website you can go to take a look at all the builders and many of the different developments that are going in. Once again, we're focusing on the top 8 today. So first on our list is the Ridgecrest development in Indian Land, South Carolina. Now, the pricing on these particular homes definitely have a range between about $480 to $650. Now, bear in mind, and this is going to apply to all of these homes that we talk about, the further into construction these developments get, the higher the price points go. In addition to that, when we're talking about these price ranges, these are the base prices. If you want to add marble instead of granite, the price is going to go up. If you want to add coffered ceilings, the price is going to go up. So keep that in mind. If you are topping out at the very top of what I'm talking about and that's your pre-approval, you may just have to consider a different model or a different lot. So keep all that in mind as we go through this list. The Ridgecrest neighborhood builder is Toll Brothers, one of the oldest and most well-known, so you know you're going to get a quality product. Number 2 on the list is the neighborhood of Vermilion. Now, all of the different ones that are going to be on this list have different layouts, but they're ranging between 3 to 5 bedroom homes, between 2 to 3, sometimes 4 bathroom homes, so keep that in mind. Vermilion in this particular neighborhood is in Huntersville, North Carolina. Now, their prices are a little bit tighter together. They're going to be the upper 400s, just ticking into the low 500s, depending upon what kind of updates or upgrades you want to make to the home. And it's in a perfect location for commute if you're headed into Charlotte. Now, one of my favorite things about this particular community is the builder itself, Pulte Homes. Pulte Homes has a very high quality standard. And what I like about that as an agent is because you as my client are going to make sure that they get exactly what they need. And because I understand construction, I do appreciate that they're not going to let us close until every single punch list item is completely checked off. It ensures you get exactly what you anticipated before you sign on the dotted line. Number 3 on our list, and we're talking about the most popular communities for new construction, is South Shore. Now, specifically South Shore, this is going to be in Belmont, North Carolina, right on Lake Wylie. I love this location. Belmont is one of my favorite towns on the outskirts of Charlotte. Now, when we're talking about price range, they're going to be in the mid to upper 600s, depending upon what home you want to build. Now, one thing to take note of is the builder themselves. TriPoint Homes is the builder, but one thing you should note, while this particular community is there in the 600s, there are a few smaller communities just around it with different builders in the same area. So you could actually get a property that might be a little bit less than 600. It just won't be in the specific neighborhood of South Shore. So keep that in mind. Number 4 on our list, this is one of my favorite communities. I'm really excited about it. The Oakhurst community. Now, Oakhurst is focusing its price point between $430 and $550. Now, one thing that I love about this community is because they have ample size lots, which I don't know if many of you have looked at new construction lately, but sometimes they make the lots a little bit too small. I personally love that they have ample lot space and the actual designs of the homes are phenomenal. Now, this particular community is in Charlotte and it's built by David Weekley Homes. I love David Weekley Homes because they are actually still owned by David Weekley. That's right, he still oversees and makes sure that everything goes the way it's supposed to, and they only take on a certain number of communities each year, which means your community is going to have every bit of attention that it should to make sure you get exactly the product you're looking for. Number 5. Selena at the Vineyards. Now, it sounds really nice, and that's because it is. Price points ranging from the 400s into the upper 500s with just a few different plans available. This particular community is really being designed with intent. Located in Charlotte, North Carolina, the builder is Meritage Homes. Now, very similar to some of the other builders I've talked about, Meritage Homes only takes on a certain number of communities per year, which means that the attention to detail is truly there. There are a lot of builders, ask me off camera of what they are, that I would not recommend. And a lot of times it's because they are slapping them up way too fast. When we're talking about building and building quality homes that are gonna last, this is one of the builders you need to look at. Number 6 on our list, Ansley Park. Now, this is a great location in Indian Land, South Carolina. Now, in some of my other videos I've talked about this, but Indian Land is definitely expanding and there's a lot of new construction that's going on there. The great thing for you is it makes for sometimes shorter commute times because the roads are being improved very quickly, but also shopping, schools, etc., everything's newer, so we get a nice fresh start. In addition to that, the communities that are being built are truly with purpose. Now, this particular community is no different. Focusing within the low 400s to upper 500 price range, the builder, once again, is David Weekley Homes. I already talked about David Weekley. You know how I feel about them. They are phenomenal. You will not go wrong with one of these properties. Number 7 on our list is Founders Point. Now, Founders Point is the farthest south that we are going to go in this list and located in Monroe, North Carolina. Now, with regards to Monroe, it's a little bit further outside the city, but not as far as you might think. In fact, since 74 has been expanded, it's actually a lot faster to get in and out of Monroe, especially if you're commuting into the city or into South Carolina. One thing to note is the prices in Monroe are a little bit less than what you would find maybe in Matthews or Charlotte or even Huntersville. Now, due to the luxury styling of this particular development, the price point is going to be within the mid 500s range, and the builder is Pulte Homes. Once again, focus on quality, not speed. And last but not least, number 8 on our list is Paddler's Cove. Paddler's Cove is one of my favorite neighborhoods, mostly because of its location in Clover, South Carolina. Clover, very similar to Monroe in the fact that it is starting to expand, but there's still plenty of land and plenty going on that it makes an easy commute time with not too much population. Now, these homes are starting in the mid 400s and going up from there. And now we introduce a new builder I haven't talked about. Built by DRB Homes, which is a newer builder to the area, they are starting to really step it up. Now their quality is certainly there, and I have heard wonders about working with them, although I have not worked with them personally. Hopefully this year if you're moving to Paddler's Cove. But one thing to keep in mind is when we're looking in this particular area, you are going to get a bigger bang for your buck. Why? Because Clover is growing. So if you purchase a new home now, you do have the ability to build that equity, especially as the population is growing and people are exiting the city more and more to find more affordability. Coming in at the mid 400s, this gives an excellent opportunity for a home purchase in a great area. So those are the top 8 most popular communities in and around the Charlotte area for 2023. I'm going to drop all the links to these different locations as well as the full list of builders in the area that you can take a look at if you're starting your hunt. Now remember, whether it's 9 days or 90 days, whether you're going across town or all the way across the country, give me a text, shoot me an email, give me a call. I would love to help make your move exactly what you need it to be. All my information is below. And until next time, I look forward to showing you around town.